sejahtera. My name is Gayatri Anak Perempuan A. Sundararajan. My matrix number is 9201170656360001. Today I would like to present a video presentation for the subject Ethics in Research with Human Participation, ABPC 2203. Let's go. Let me start with a scratch. What is research and who is the participants? Let me explain more. Research is a systematic process of investigation, a topic to discover new information, solve a problem, and deepen understanding. It involves asking questions, collecting data or evidence, analyzing results, and drawing conclusions. It can be done in various ways, such as through experiment, observation, survey, or literature review. Studying with human participation involves studying people directly to gain insights into human behavior, health, psychology, education, social dynamic, and more. This kind of research must be conducted with great care to ensure ethical treatment, informed consent, and participant safety. The next one is, what are the key ethical principles governing research with human participants? Let's go. The first one is participants' well-being. The researcher must aim to maximize the benefits and minimize the harm of the participants and always ensure well-being and safety of participants throughout the study. Identify and reduce any physical, psychological, social or legal risk and potential negative outcome, and prepare for appropriate support or intervention if needed, such as counseling service. The second one is documenting informed consent. This principle recognizes the rights of individuals to make informed decisions about their participation and ensure informed consent must be obtained before the participation. The participant should be given the complete information about the study, such as purpose, procedures, benefit, risk, and also their rights. The individual must participate voluntarily without forcing. The next one is be aware of unconscious biasness. This principle ensures fairness in participant selection and the equitable of research, profit and benefit, and also burden. And it's better to avoid exploiting vulnerable population. The researcher must always ensure that no group is unfairly burdened or excluded from research benefits. The selection of participants must be based on research questions, not by convenience or bias. The next one is confidentiality is emphasized. The researcher must protect participants' personal data and ensure their identities are not disclosed without consent. The researcher must use the secure data storage and remove identifying information where possible, and also need to maintain confidentiality during data collection, analysis, and reporting. The researcher must clearly explain to participants on how their data will be used and also who will have access even before the participation. The next one is right to withdraw. The participants should have full freedom to withdraw from study at any time without losing their benefits or penalty. This should be stated clearly in consent process. The researcher must ensure the withdrawal is respected without pressure or persuasion. The sixth one is transparency and respect. The researcher must be honest and transparent in all the aspects of study and respect the privacy of participants. The researcher must avoid deception unless it's absolutely necessary. The report finding must be truthful and no to any manipulation of data. It shows lack of integrity and disrespect. The last one is a research ethics committee. All research involving human participants must be reviewed by an ethics committee. For example, institutional review board, independent ethics committee, or research ethics committee. The committees ensure the ethical standards are met, and most importantly, researchers must get approval before beginning their research. Let's see what are the importance of ethical awareness and decision making in research with human participation. The first one is protecting participants from harm. Ethical awareness ensures the researcher to anticipate and minimize risk, whether physical, psychological, emotional, or social. This is particularly very important when dealing with vulnerable groups such as children, elderly, and marginalized community, which maybe could be more susceptible to harm. Without ethical consideration, the research can unintentionally cause trauma, stigma, or long-term side effect, negative effect. The next one is the most basic, respecting human rights. The researcher have moral responsibility to respect the participants' rights to choose or to not take part. Ethical decision making ensure that informed consent is obtained clearly, appropriately, and voluntary participation protected. The participants must be treated as an individual, as a human, not merely data sources. The third one is ensuring trust. Ethically conducted research builds trust between researcher and also participants, and between public and research community. It is because trust enhances the willingness to participate, honest responses, and gain public support for future research. The researcher must aware that ethical misconduct such as data fabrication and privacy breaches can damage reputation, harm the communities, and mislead the outcome of research. The fourth one is upholding fairness. Ethical awareness ensures fair treatment in all participants and prevent exploitation. The researcher should aware that these include fair participant selection and equal access to benefit of research. The researcher must ensure that no group, especially those at the advantage, bear the excessive share of the research demand. The fifth one is identify conclusion. In a simple word is real world situation. Ethical issues are not always in black and white. The researcher often need to take difficult decisions in unexpected situations. For example, let's say there is a participant becoming distressed in the need of study. Ethical decision making is crucial and relief on sound judgment to evaluate circumstance, empathy to ensure the participant's well-being is prioritized, and consultation with supervisor when there is a uncertainty. The last one is continuous reflection. Ethics is not one-time checklist, but it's ongoing responsibility throughout the research. They should remain open to feedback from peers, participants, or from ethics committee and be willing to adapt when ethical issues or challenges arise. This ongoing commitment ensures that ethical standards are upheld consistently and responsibly. Now, it's a time for conclusion. Conducting research with human participants demands deep commitment to ethical principles such as respect for autonomy, justice, beneficence, and confidentiality. The researcher must be especially mindful when dealing with vulnerable groups to minimize harm and for the fair treatment. Ethical awareness is not one-time task but continuous responsibility which involves sound judgment, empathy, and openness to guidance. In Malaysia, ethical oversight is enforced through institution and national review board to ensuring the research conducted responsibly. Ultimately, the ethical research fosters trust, protecting participants, and uphold the integrity of the whole research process. Thank you for your time.